1 2 1 2. What's going on, you guys? EB Crypto Family Cash Machine coming to you guys live tonight, and we're going to be talking about the SEC's lawsuit against cryptocurrency. And let me make sure I don't have any backdraft right now before we get started. Some very interesting developments has been happening with this case, and this is not nothing new. This has been going on for a minute. This is not nothing new. They tried earlier to stop Bitcoin when the Silk Road came out. A lot of you guys may not remember that. And excuse me, I got a little bit of sore throat here, but they tried their best years ago to stop Bitcoin. But guess what? There's no CEO. There's no headquarters. Bitcoin is not a company. It's a blockchain. It's a network. So a lot of these good old guys or good old boys or old politicians have no clue really what crypto is. They're thinking like most people think that it's some type of thing where you just go and trade and make your own money and stuff like that. This is way deeper than that. Okay, when I saw crypto back in the early 2016, and I started to learn about decentralized blockchains, I saw this as having the potential to disrupt money. I saw this as having a potential to not be money, but to be used as a substitute of money. Money is regulated by governments. This is something that's not money, but it's an asset that has value that can be exchanged for money or whatever goods and services you want to exchange it for. The SEC came in years ago and tried to regulate Bitcoin. There's no regulations with something that doesn't have a central point of regulation. This is what the public don't understand. But when they start promoting all of this FUD, this fear, uncertainty, and doubt, it scares the people away from it. And that's their whole objective, is to scare you guys away from one of the greatest technologies in the world that has the power to free the people from accelerating inflation and currencies that end up crashing to zero. It has the ability to give the people their own ability, their own momentum to build value. But I'm going to go into this right now. What happened today in court, quite interesting, the developments that's happening today. And I want to touch on it, and I want to show you guys right quick what has happened today in court. They tried years ago to stop Ethereum, but the problem with them trying to define crypto, some cryptos could be defined as a security, but a crypto that's a smart contract, just basically a software that's a decentralized network, it's not a security. So they want to use everything in that framework of security. But remember, cryptocurrency was developed in 2008, and the technology had been worked on since the 80s, which came way after the SEC and stock market and all this stuff was set up. So it doesn't really fit their criteria. Not all the cryptos. Some of them may fit the criteria of a security. I'm gonna be honest. Depends on the functionality of that crypto. But when you have a crypto that's decentralized and mainly is software and dApps, decentralized apps, it's not a security. It's technology. Duh. But again, a lot of these guys don't understand it, and a lot of them just want to regulate it. They don't care what it is. It's just, we need to regulate it. That's where some of their mindsets are, is we should not let the people create their own value with anything. That's the problem. They want too much control. And it's a total violation of the rights of the people. Now, they always come under this good cause. Oh, we want to protect you. Protect us from what? Protect us from having a commodity, an asset that could save us when your currencies crash? When we're losing value every day of the dollar, within 5 years, 50% of the US dollar value will be gone. So if I want to get some asset that will appreciate in value, how are you protecting me? From what? Protecting me from keeping up with inflation? I mean, it doesn't make sense. So I'm going to go now to the article that I read today, and actually in CoinDesk. There's a front page article on CoinDesk, and let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys right now so you can see what I'm talking about. The first article I saw today on the front page of CoinDesk, again, excuse my voice, I'm a little hoarse today because I'm just getting over a cold. Ripple, XRP, price jumps today as Hinman speech released in Ripple Labs filing. So again, SEC was trying to sue Ripple. They're losing that case, looks like to me, because again, the findings of the head guy, the former head guy in 2018, Hinman, with these records were sealed because they didn't want the public to know they got their butt whooped by technology. They couldn't regulate, they can't regulate Ethereum, they can't regulate Ripple like they want to because it's software and it's not actually a security. Duh. But they want to put it in a frame of security because of all of these ICOs, people doing initial coin offers, a lot of coins that people are doing pump and dumps, buying them, the coins are going way up. A lot of individuals are making a lot of money. They want to stop that. They want to stop individuals from making money. They want to stop individuals from creating their own kind of like value with these different commodities called cryptocurrencies. They want to stop this technology that has the ability to do transactions without their permission. They want to stop this technology that has the ability to do cross-border transactions, phone to phone, computer to computer, because they don't control it. They want everything to come through the Swift code system. And the Swift code system is so outdated and old. This is why MoneyGram, Western Union, and PayPal does so well, because when you do a bank transaction, if you do a wire transaction, they tell you 72 hours. Well, if I'm sending money from America to Europe, that's about a 13-hour flight. You mean to tell me I can fly the money there myself before a bank with all its technology can get it to this place? So they don't want us to have the ability to send value like that without going through them. That's the real issue. But all you hear on the news is cryptocurrencies getting shut down by the government. They're going to shut it down by the government. The government is going to shut it down. And this is to create the fear. This is to create the pushback from participation. This is creating an effect. But the real people that know crypto, the real people that understand decentralization know, even if they made cryptocurrency illegal in America, they couldn't stop cryptocurrency because a lot of people can use a VPN. A lot of people don't have their name on their wallets because this is technology that doesn't require your social. It doesn't require your name at all. So if you have a wallet, if you have a digital wallet, you can actually do transactions without using your name. You can transact value anywhere in the world within seconds. You can make millions of dollars in this decentralized world without it even being registered in your name. How do you stop something like that? How do you stop something that you can't see? How do you stop an invisible man? If the law says that you can't be, it's against the law to be naked, but I'm invisible. How do you stop me? This is what they're dealing with. They have no clue what they're dealing with. This technology cannot be stopped unless all the electricity in the world went out. And even if that happened, you got solar energy. Energy is not something you have to pay for. Energy is actually free. That's what Tesla was working on, showing and proving that there is a way we can harness the energy from the stratosphere, from the spinning of the earth. There's motion, and that motion has energy, and you can tap into that energy and get free energy. But they don't want you to have free energy. They want you to pay for energy. But again, the only way blockchains can go down is if all the electricity on the earth went out, the sun stopped shining, there's no solar energy, the waves in the ocean stop moving, there's no windmills in the ocean, The wind stops moving. There's no wind spinning the windmills to create electricity. That's the only way they can stop blockchain, and that will never happen. It's not dependent on a server or any one computer or any one individual or any one person. This is not going to be stopped. They're just, I think, basically big bad wolf huffing and puffing and blowing your house down, and it's all a gimmick because they can't stop it. They just can't. When you understand this technology, it was created to free the people from any kind of tyranny and any kind of oppression when it came to currency. Okay, you can switch off a currency whenever you want and go to crypto. Okay, now they're trying to pass a bill to outlaw tether coins, which are always $1 a coin, USD tethers, USDC. They're trying to outlaw that because this gives stability to cryptocurrency. If you're a cryptocurrency trader and you buying and selling coins, and some of your coins go up in value, and you want to lock in that value without losing value because it goes up and down. So you catch something on the uptrend and you want to exchange it to lock in that $300 or $400 that you made or whatever it is you made, you use USD Tether. So they want to outlaw that because it competes with the dollar because it's always $1. See? So also what happened today, another loss for the SEC. A U.S. judge rebuffs the SEC's request for Binance. They had a lawsuit against Binance and Coinbase. They're going aggressively hard against everything in crypto. So it's saying that a judge blocked them today and rebuffed them from freezing the assets of Binance and basically told them that they don't have enough evidence and they don't have enough on this case, and they pretty much stopped them in their tracks. Okay, the federal judge ordered the Securities and Exchange Commission and Binance lawyers to keep negotiating about limits on the company, reporting that they didn't have enough to try to say it's securities and this and all the other stuff they're trying to say. They don't have enough. Go back to the drawing board. I'm not buying it. That's basically what the judge said. I'm not buying it. So the SEC is going way out of their way to try to stop something that can't be stopped. It's like trying to stop the wind. How do you stop the wind? So it's not going to happen. What they can do is create so much fear and uncertainty and doubt in the industry to where everybody stays away from it, but everybody's not going to stay away. Because again, when we did the fear meter today, it was last week at 50%. 50% of the people was afraid of what was going to happen, and 50% was not afraid. Today, when we did that meter, it was 70% of the people not afraid of the SEC when it comes to cryptocurrency because they understand cryptocurrency is a decentralized system that has no point of cutting off. It has no CEOs. Nobody is responsible really for Ethereum. They can call Vitalik Buterin, but now that's a decentralized network that's out of his control. He couldn't stop it if he wanted to. It's just networks upon networks upon networks with no centralized point, meaning there's no server, meaning there's no person responsible that can just shut it off. It's a system of networks connecting. And as long as people have telephones, cell phones, as long as people have radio waves, as long as people have computers, as long as people have access to energy, whether it's solar, windmill, water or ocean windmills, dams, you can't stop blockchain. It's no way. It's not dependent on one single source. There's no one responsible. There's networks upon networks upon networks of people connected. And as long as people are connecting, those systems are going to run. And you can't stop people from connecting when they don't use their name, their social. That's going to be a hard task for you, SEC. Now, again, like I said, they can ban it in America. They can make crypto straight out illegal, like China did. But then what would that say about the American freedoms? What would they say about our government? Can they really just say we're going to outlaw crypto and stifle innovation and stifle technology and and disenfranchise or just basically cut off the 2 billion people in the world that don't have access to banking for whatever reason, okay? And several million here in America that don't have access to banking. They can use crypto to engage in business and run their businesses. What is that going to say if they just straight up tell us we cannot do crypto? What does that say about your freedom? Okay, when it doesn't really violate the Howey test, it doesn't violate that. It's just software. It's just technology. It has nothing to do with national security, unless you're saying that the people having control of their own transactions, you feel is a threat to national security. I don't feel it's a threat to national security. I think it can enhance the economy. I think to get more people to participate in the economy. I think to get more people to be able to put their money into something that's going to stabilize and not lose all of their money when this dollar drops, as it's dropping, as it's costing more and more and more every day to get things done. It's costing more and more and more each day to buy food. It's costing more and more each day to get gas. It's costing more and more each day to pay your bills. And it's not because things are going up. It's because the dollar is going down. Now, this week, one of the most significant things has happened in economic history ever in the world of the 20th and the 21st century. And that is China and Russia has signed 14 agreements this week that will devalue the dollar, and will dethrone the petrodollar. And nobody in the news, no news covered it because they distracted you with Donald Trump. And I said months ago, they were going to make Donald Trump go to jail just so he wouldn't be able to run for office. And we talk about China, we talk about all these other countries that don't have free elections. But whether you like a candidate or not, the American freedom is at jeopardy because anyone should be able to run, whether you like them or not. That's just right to run. You shouldn't have to come up with some charges against him. Nobody's going against Joe Biden with his bunch of charges with him and his son and all the things they did, all the business they did in China when he was vice president, the computer, the laptop that they found with all the incriminating evidence against Hunter Biden, his son, all the evidence against the Clintons. Nobody's going against them. Nobody's taking them to jail. You've never heard in the history of this world a president getting indicted. It just have never happened. I don't care. Nixon done a lot of dirt and got in, basically quit before he got impeached. Reagan, all these different presidents, the Bushes, nobody has had that. So what's really going on in this country? What's really going on? Are you guys really paying attention to the war that's going on, the battle that's going on? Now we're talking about going to war with China and Russia. Why? Why do we want to go to war with China and Russia? Oh, because Russia jumped on Ukraine. No. Ukraine has always been a part of the Iron Curtain. Go do your history. Go learn your history. The United Nations have been circling in, building more and more bases closer and closer to Moscow for the last 8 years. This is nothing new. To take over Ukraine is to put them within miles from Moscow, and he wasn't having that. Could you imagine somebody putting a base in Mexico, Russia? What would America do? But guess what? That's the other interesting thing that's happened last week is China has made an agreement with Cuba, but you didn't hear about it because they had you distracted with Donald Trump. He was a distraction this week. None of the news media covered that China and Cuba has an agreement for China to try to build a base in Cuba. This is why we go into war. Now, was Putin wrong for going to war when they wanted to set up the UN in Ukraine, which has always been a part of the Iron Curtain? We're going to war because China wants to set up a base in Cuba. And now China and Russia are making several agreements to devalue the US dollar. And the BRICS, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, have now accumulated so many countries to go with them. Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, now Mexico want to go with them. All these European countries that were our allies are now signing up with BRICS. And for the first time last month, BRICS membership has exceeded the UN, and nobody covered it because they got you guys watching Donald Trump. And now the aliens are coming. So they're keeping you distracted. And now the information is coming out that we might have aliens and we might have aircrafts in Area 51 or somewhere in the government's possession. They're talking about this now, and it's all coming out now that we have these aircraft. Guess what? I read this in 1991 in a book called The Pale Horse. Behold the Pale Horse. This is nothing new. This is all distractions. In 1991, I read a book called Behold the Pale Horse, and he talked about the Roswell crash. He talked about we have some dead aliens. One was living for a while. They talked to him, communicated with him through telepathy. He talked to you through your mind. He talked about the microchips that was coming out. All of this stuff he talked about in that book. It was top secret documents that William Cooper stole, talking about how we were doing reverse engineering on these UFOs. Now we got jets, the stealth, and the stealth bombers that look like UFOs. All this technology. Even the technology where our jets, you can put your hand on there, or they got certain helmets that can read your thoughts and you can drive and maneuver. All that technology came from the aliens that, according to Behold the Pale Horse and the secret top documents that were I would say stolen, or I won't say stolen. He basically confiscated a bunch of his top secret documents. He was in the Navy SEALs. This dude had top clearance. So basically, they're coming out with all this information that already been out since the early 80s, 90s, even the 50s. A lot of this stuff leaked out. So why now bring it out? Distract you, okay? To distract you. But again, this is not a joke. Right now, the SEC, Security Exchange Commission, is not doing this to the benefit of the people. They're doing this to gain control from anything that you can do outside of their currency control, outside of them controlling your transactions. They want to control all the transactions. They want to see everything you do, all the money you get, all the money you earn. And that's why they're coming out now with they Fed now. It's starting in July, which is going to be the new payment system, which they're going to take money out of control. All money, all fiat is going to be gone. And it's going to be one system that everybody's going to be using. Fed now, and they're not going to force it right away. First, they got to test it and get it perfect. Then eventually, everybody's going to be on that one system. And now we're talking about the mark of the beast for real. When everybody's controlled by one currency. And if you don't do what they say and act like they want you to act, you will not be able to use your digital currency to purchase food or whatever, or buy your groceries or pay your rent. They can just straight hit one button and say, hey, Eric Brent is talking too much revolutionary stuff online. He's talking too much freedom for the people. He's talking too much consciousness. He's raising the people consciousness when it comes to controlling their own value, controlling their own transactions. We're going to block him for 2 weeks and put him on punishment. He can't buy clothes. He can't buy shoes. He can't buy gas. They'll be able to do that. And cryptocurrency challenges that. It's already here. They can't get rid of it. The coding is immutable, meaning once it's created, it can't be changed or destroyed. The networks are already here. They can't be destroyed. All we need is energy, whether it be sun energy, whether it be energy from running waters, whether it be energy from mills, windmills in the ocean, windmills on the land, wherever that energy comes from. It can pump electricity through the system. And even if we don't have internet, we can transact crypto with radio waves, which again is free. They can't stop it. And the minute that people understand that they can't stop it, you have freedom. Because when they try to corner you in a corner to use one thing, you have options. You have other ways to transact value. It doesn't deal with their money, but it still has value nonetheless. Okay? Bitcoin is now $20-something thousand a coin. Well, that 20-something thousand is based on US dollar value. Okay? But it still has value. That's the point. is with crypto, the people have the ability to create value. That's powerful. You don't create value with the US dollar because they print dollars and devalue the dollar. They go to other countries and make countries accept the US dollar and nothing else for oil and create value. They go up on interest rates and bring spending down. They control the value of the dollar. They don't control the value of crypto. The people give it value through transactions, usability, and using it. And that's how value is derived with mainly any product. The more people utilize something, usability is value. So they don't want you to know that because they don't teach you that in school. Okay, we got dollars. We got euros. Okay, we have yuan. We have yen. We have rupees. What gives them value? They don't teach that in school. So learning crypto and learning what gives it value is getting you into a whole different mindset of money. Wow. Which they don't want the masses to have. They want to be able to think for you when it comes to money. They want to be able to decide for you when it comes to transaction, who you can transact with, who you can't transact with. They want to be able to think for you when it comes to bartering value with anyone. And those days are getting hard to control, not because the people are rebelling, it's getting hard to control because of technology. Technology, information, knowledge. Technology is destroying and disrupting so much right now. You know, it disrupted, technology disrupted the cab business with Uber. Technology disrupted the hotel business with Airbnb. Technology. Technology disrupted Blockbusters with CDs and now iPods and digital plugins. Technology, you can't stop technology. And if you try to work against it, you're going to lose. So now technology has us on a level where we basically can create our own form of money, which is crypto. Again, like I said, it's not money under the sense of controlled by the government, but it has value. Just like when we were little kids and we used to trade marbles or we used to trade baseball cards, those were a form of currency. To a kid, that was currency. When little girls might exchange clothing for their dolls as a currency. It had value to them. So now we're in a day and age where we can exchange Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Moneros, Postchain, Hexcoin, all these different coins because of the people using them, staking them, which means holding. So if enough people hold Bitcoin, it takes Bitcoin out of circulation, which the few that's in circulation, guess what? Goes up in value. So this is what they don't like, is the fact that we have an ability to create something of value that we can transact with one another without being controlled, regulated, or stopped. So again, I think they're going to lose. And I think what's going to happen is they're going to continue to go to war with crypto, to go to war with the idea that the people are becoming freer and freer. They just got to use their freedoms. And the people, they're gonna continue to fight against anything outside of their system, but they're going to move us more into a decentralized world by default, because they're gonna tighten up the grip so much on you until you're gonna say, "Oh my God, I can use this over here, and I don't have to deal with all of that politic red tape stuff." That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna force more people. By closing down all of these credit cards that go to crypto, all of these banks now are being frightened by the government agencies and these different agencies, the CTFC, the SEC, the FTC, all these different regular FDIC, all these different agencies are frightening banks to not want to deal with crypto. So these cryptocurrency credit cards that you can put crypto on and then top it up for USD value and use it as a debit card, most of them are going away because they're being threatened by some type of regulator. So more and more of those cards are going away. So guess what's going to happen? Somebody like me is going to say, "Hey, taxi driver, would you take Bitcoin or USD Tether or Ethereum for this ride? Uber driver might say, yo, I know what Ethereum is. Right now, it's kind of low. Ethereum is low. So if he give me $20 worth of Ethereum right now, in a couple of months, that $20 might be worth $40. Yeah, I'll take $20. So now all I gotta do is go on my phone, boom, scan his phone, boom, give him $20 worth at that time of crypto. I don't need a credit card for that. I don't need Western Union. I don't need PayPal. I don't need his bank account. I don't need none of that. All I need to do is scan his phone, his QR code to his wallet, or he texts me his address to his wallet. Bam, I put it in my address, send the amount of Ethereum or Bitcoin to his phone, done deal. So they're forcing us to become more decentralized, which is gonna make mass adoption to crypto. Because again, it's gonna be a system outside of government control. It's gonna be a system that a lot of people won't be able to be taxed. It's going to be a system that already is a system that doesn't have your name or your social connected, so nobody knows how much you're really worth. Wow, it's a lot of power. So this is what's really going on in the world. They're losing. They're going to continue to fight. The fight is not over. Anybody that's coming into crypto, it's a war going on. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you're not in crypto, it's still a war going on, whether you're in this or not, you're in it. Because they're doing everything they can to clamp down on money and to control money and transactions in one centralized thing called the CBDC coin, or the centralized bank digital currency, or I think they call it, or I think now that PayNow is pretty much it. So be careful, keep your head up, stay informed, stay knowledgeable, like and subscribe to my channel so you can get more information on how you can maintain some of your freedoms and not get so caught up with this market of beast that's happening now. And also, if you want to learn trading from the top 1% traders in the world, hit this link underneath. I'll have a link underneath here, and you can sign up. It's $175 a month. But I'm telling you, you're learning from the best traders in the world, 1%. Corey Cromway is in the 1% traders for the last 5 years. I think if you fall under the tutelage of one of the 1% traders in the world who managed hundreds of millions of dollars for people and made them money and didn't get his bank accounts busted, didn't blow up accounts. If you learn from him, you won't blow up your account and you'll be able to make a consistent 6, 8, 10% a month. That don't sound like a lot. But when you got $100,000 in an account, because they also help you get funding. They're working directly with funding companies that's getting traders funded for $100,000, $200,000. I'm not talking about loans, just based on your skill set to trade. So you learn the skill set from these guys, and they get you funded, and they hold your hand so you don't blow your account, and they give you the information to enhance your account and keep it growing. What more do you want? And if you bring 3 people to the classes, you don't have to pay no more. What more do you want? What more do you want? All you have to do is study with them. All you have to do is take the time to learn it. That's it. Because the financial data and financial information is going to be the best information you can have today. Because as the world is changing, political change is going on, okay? And as there are all kinds of different things happening in the world, good and bad, understanding the financial markets, you can capitalize on whatever's happening. You can capitalize on whatever's happening. War, you can capitalize on the debt ceiling going up. You can capitalize on Donald Trump going to whatever happened in the world. When you understand financial data and how to gather financial analysis from these guys, you can trade every day. You can trade 2 or 3 times a week. You'll probably be making more money than you were making working. But you can also take advantage of different things happening in the world. Because remember, no matter what happens in the world, somebody making some money somewhere at all times based on their position. So learning how to trade will teach you how to position yourself for what I'm calling one of the greatest exchanges of wealth happening in the world right now. And the rich is going to get richer, and a lot of the middle class is going to be depleted. But those that are smart enough and position themselves right and get the right financial information and data and learn how to manipulate that data, you're going to quickly accelerate to that other side with the wealthy. So with that, I'm going to sign out. This EB Crypto, Eric Brent, Family Cash Machine, Follow the Money. And grab that link underneath here if you guys want to learn how to trade, whether it's Forex, whether it's S&P 500, whether it's binary options, whether it's crypto. These guys will teach you how to trade. And when you learn how to trade, you can trade anything and you control your own destiny. And that's a skill set nobody can take from you. So again, you guys, see you on the next video. Peace.